Hey guys, this is Andrew Paff. Today we're going to cover how to wash a driveway. All right, so the first thing in a driveway wash is you want to prepare your chemical. In this driveway, because we don't have any oil stains, we're just going to be using sodium hypochlorite, common algicide, and fungicide. We're going to be mixing it with a surfactant, which oftentimes is just a little bit of dish soap. Don't need to go crazy on this. We're not disinfecting the driveway. We're just using this so it helps to stick better to the surface. This is much more important for vertical surfaces than it is horizontal, but really for anything, it's nice to have it stick well. So we apply just a small line of dish soap, not too much. Give it a quick mix. You don't need to mix it like crazy. You don't need it to bubble up and foam. And now your chemical is completely prepared. So with this driveway, we don't have any oil stains, so we won't be using a degreaser. But a degreaser, which we'll put one on screen, is a really useful chemical for getting oil stains out of a driveway. In order to do this, all you're going to do is use a pump sprayer to spray that on, or the soap tip on your pressure washer to apply it. And then you'll just brush it in over that oil stain area, and you'll pressure wash it out just the same as everything else. All right, now you need to prepare the surface. Preparing the surface is very easy. Here we have some leaves, and at the bottom of the driveway, we have some of the asphalt on the road that got into the driveway. We're just going to sweep these off before we pressure wash or apply any chemical, just to make the surface nice and prepped for us. Another thing you can use to help prep the surface is a leaf blower. In all of your kits, you have plenty of extension cords. Your leaf blower should be in your storage unit. If it isn't, feel free to pick one up and reimburse it, because they're extremely useful for cleaning decks as well as driveways. So we're going to use this to help speed up our process. Oftentimes you'll see that at the end of the road, there may be some of the asphalt that come up if the road was paved recently, or if it's early in the spring after the snow plows have come through and blown everything into the road. We generally wash straight down into the road, past the sidewalk. Where we're working today, there aren't any sidewalks to kind of delineate the areas between what's the normal driveway and what's part of the road. But in general, with your homeowners, you're going to want to measure all the way down to that road rather than to the sidewalk unless you negotiate something differently with them. So we're going to sweep this area up. This won't come off nearly as well as the leaf blower, so always put in that broom. All right, so we've noticed some rust stains after cleaning up this driveway, and we're not going to be removing these today. There are some chemicals that can work for that. Rust-Aid is a common one that you can find at Menards, Lowe's, or Home Depot. The one thing to keep in mind is that these chemicals are very caustic and something that you should wear some PPE for. Definitely some shoes that are maybe a little bit more robust than what I have on today. What you want to do is you want to make sure that if you are sealing this driveway, which we'll be sealing this driveway today, later today, you want to remove those rust stains far in advance, maybe a week or so, before you actually end up doing the sealing project, probably when you do the driveway wash. These two chemicals can counteract each other. The concrete sealer can be damaged or affected by the rust remover, so keep that in mind. The driveway is prepped. All of the gunk on the surface has been removed. Now we can put these away and begin the actual wash process. Next thing on the to-do list, we're going to get the pressure washer started, and we're going to get the surface wet in preparation of applying that sodium hypochlorite. You want to apply the black soap tip when you're doing this, and make sure that before you start your pressure washer, really anytime you do that, you get all the air bubbles out first. So that's what we're working on right now, and as soon as this completely is running smooth, as it is right now, we'll begin to start the pressure washer. Now that the surface is wet, we're going to start applying the sodium hypochlorite. You'll notice when it's starting to apply, when it starts to smell like a pool, it starts to have that chlorine smell. So the surface has been completely soaked with sodium hypochlorite after it was wet. We've let it dwell for 2 minutes or so, and by the time we're working, it'll be dwelling considerably longer. So what we're going to do now is we are going to start surface cleaning. So the surface cleaner here is a nice attachment to your pressure washer wand. And the way that it works is that these spin, right? So you have two nozzles here, it spins. So it works in a circle. Now, if you were to just blast one area, it would just clean one circle. So this thing has to be constantly moving. Now, the technique that we're going to be using here is we're going to work in small circles. You don't want to work in straight lines, as where those lines overlap will be considerably cleaner than just an area that you did one pass through. So in order to clean the area consistently for long-lasting results, you want to work in small circles. One other thing to note is that sodium hypochlorite will destroy your clothes. This wasn't like this 2 minutes ago, so wear clothes that are expendable, like your EcoWash t-shirt, for doing these services with sodium hypochlorite. The driveway has been washed. If you want to pan over so we can take a look at that. And you can see it looks absolutely terrible right now. And that's how it should look. So what we're going to work on next is we're going to add in the white tip, and we're going to start doing the perimeter. So you can see I already did this perimeter here. You can see the grass has grown over slightly. I haven't done the perimeter perfectly. You can see this area here is still fairly dark as opposed to that clean area. So we'll have to do that again. And when you're working here, you're going to get all sorts of muck and dirt on trash cans, or on walls or the garage door, and just make sure when you're doing this to be comprehensive and to clean up after yourself. No homeowner after the driveway wash wants their trash cans or their garage door to be full of gunk, so just use that white tip and just spray that down so everything's just as clean as when you got here. So we're gonna work on the perimeter. After this, we're just gonna do a final rinse down of the driveway, get all this dirt out of the way so we can let this dry. The last thing to do after all the dirty work is done is rinsing off the driveway. So we're gonna get this started back up. We're gonna start at the very top, and we're just gonna blow all of this debris into the side yard as well as into the street. Generally, the street is the way to do it, especially if you're near the front of the home or somewhere that is supposed to be a very kind of nice looking area. You don't wanna blow a bunch of debris into the front of a client's home. But yes, we're gonna do this. This will also reveal any areas that weren't done perfectly that we can touch up again with that surface cleaner. All right, that's how you wash your driveway. Make sure to clean everything off nicely, and at the end, if there's any pools of water, just use that broom and sweep them out of the way.